Why did you choose to intern in Bosnia?
So for me, it was actually kind of a last-minute decision. It was one of those emails that I saw, and I found out that the deadline was extended for the internship program to Bosnia. And then so that kind of caught my interest, and I clicked on it. And then I thought, why hadn't I thought of this before? Because I love to travel, and I remember the picture that they had looked beautiful, and the more I researched into the country, it just looked like a really good opportunity. So I definitely formed really strong relationships with all of my coworkers. I was especially able to do that because of the opportunity that I had my second month in Bosnia, where I worked in a youth camp in rural Bosnia with them. So we were spending a lot of time together and really got to know each other very well. And then also there was one point in which we had a dinner for all of the Bennies and Johnnies who live in Sarajevo, and it was a great way to meet Benny and Johnny alum.
My biggest takeaway from working at 4Com was learning the importance of organizational culture. 4Com really tried to make every one of their employees feel like family, and some of them were family members. But every day we'd all eat lunch together, and then after lunch we'd all play foosball together. And they didn't only encourage, but they kind of expected you to ask for help. And I really appreciated how much they cared about each individual that was working for them. And I know it's going to be a vital component of what I'm looking for in a full-time employment after I graduate.
While abroad in China, I was at a well-made company, and so that was in Dongguan, China. And I really made a whole bunch of different network. The boss there at Well-Made was really helpful in helping me seeking out to other companies that are nearby my site. And so I met customers from CEOs from University of Marlborough and Granite Group, and I also met customers from Europe, Germany, Japan, South Korea. And those customers are customers from my company, and so they have been a long-term customer with Well-Made. And so sometimes they visit the company, and I would just show them around the company and introduce them to who I am, a CSB students here. And so I got a chance to really meet other people and building that network too. And then coming back to America, here I still keep in contact with a lot of my coworkers and the network that I met in China. So that's been really helpful.
So I think I learned a lot and I took away a lot from this experience. But one of the really cool things was that it made my peace studies major a lot more, it just gave it a lot more meaning. So now I have a lot more motivation to study in the peace studies field because I have so many friends and I spent so much time in a country that was strongly impacted by a civil war. So it really gave my studies today a lot more meaning.
I would recommend the Summer Global Internship Program for future Bennies and Johnnies because of the personal and professional skills it helps you develop while you're abroad. The program has really prepared me for the skills that I'm going to be using after graduation as well as in my future career path. My time in China really helped me pinpoint what I am and what I'm not looking for in a future career. And I was able to be mentored under the wing of international business professionals, and they have also become my friends.
So I think as part of the experience that people value and enjoy at St. Ben's and St. John's, I think a lot of people look for a really well-rounded experience and the chance to get to sort of walk in someone else's shoes or see things from a different perspective. So I think that this internship program, you're living and working in a different country, so you really get a lot of different chances that are very unique that you wouldn't otherwise get on campus.
I would recommend the China Business Internship or just any of the Summer Global Internship that's offered here at the Center for Global Education for our future Bennies and Johnnies, because it really gives individual international perspective on competitive job program, and not only does it give them the perspective, but it really pushes them out of the comfort zone, introduce them to a whole new different culture, language, food, and that really help them to see how what have they been learning in the classroom, and then how they're putting it into view as they're in a different country.
Okay. Personally, I feel I strengthened my self-motivation, empathy, and cultural competence. To work, travel, and experience daily life in a foreign country takes a great deal of drive and determination. I know there are days when I would have liked to have taken a break and I would have liked to have taken a nap, but I knew my time in China was limited, so I really learned how to push myself above and beyond what I felt like doing. Empathy and cultural competence really go hand in hand, and as I began to understand more about my coworkers and the Chinese people in general, I began to understand more about their perspective and their understanding of things. I think this is immensely important because in today's society we so often only get one side of the story, and this kind of helped me understand a little bit more about both sides. Abroad.
On typical day, I work Monday to Friday, and so I work from 8 in the morning till 6 p.m. Sometimes I stay an extra hour later teaching like my coworkers English, especially like business English, how to converse in like English, because most of our employees are like from Europe or Japan, and sometimes we don't like speak those language, and so like one of the main language that they use at the company is English to communicate through their customers, and so sometimes I stay an extra hour helping them with that on a daily basis. Other than that, I sometimes convert informations that are from our customers, and so when they order stuff, I will look at their orders and convert that into a document that our company use, and then send that into the quotations department. And then from there, they'll quote how much does the product actually cost, and then from there it goes through a whole bunch of different process. But I'm in the sales marketing department, so I'm like the assistant to the sales marketing, and so when we have like orders to come in, then I just like organize those orders into different documents.